Hello and welcome back again to my channel. I hope you all are doing perfectly fine. Today I share with you the simple and easy party snacks and meals recipe with you all. If you're looking for amazing recipes for your birthday parties, for your get-together, or Christmas is approaching, so you are definitely going to be needing one of these recipes for your lovely guests and for your family as well. If you are new to my channel, hello, this is Cooking with Efia. Kindly do subscribe to my channel, turn on the post notification bell as well so that anytime I upload a new video on this channel, you'll be among the first person to be notified. And so now, without wasting my time, let's dive into it. So for our first recipe on the list, we are going to be looking at how you can make your own party kebab soya spice recipe. So I've uploaded all this recipe on my YouTube channel. If you want a very detailed recipe, I'll leave all the videos link in the description box for you to check it out. And so for this recipe, or for this soya spice recipe, I used both goat meat and cow meat. So as you can see, I have prepped my goat meat and cow meat into cubes or into smaller shapes, and I'm marinating it with some kebab soya spice. You can use any seasoning that can help your goat meat or your cow meat really taste good, and for your family also to enjoy as well. And for the veggies that I'll be using in between the meat, I'm going to be using some green pepper, red pepper, and some onions. Use any vegetable of choice, okay? And so as you see me doing, I'm arranging everything on my skewer very nicely. We don't have any systematic way of doing it. Just be creative, or you just have to play with it, and at the end you are going to have a lovely result just like this. So afterwards, I'm going to be grilling this in my grilling pan. You can also use any method that you feel comfortable in it, either being on stovetop, on your coal pot, or in your oven. Trust me, it works perfectly fine. And so I'm also brushing the toppings of this meat with some seasoning and some cooking oil. That will help grill the meat very fast and also looks very presentable as well. And afterwards, this is how it looks like. It's looking just perfect, and making this for your family or your guests, they are going to fall in love with it. And so let's move on to our second recipe, Ching. Yes, for this recipe, you need just few ingredients, which is your flour, nutmeg, salty taste, baking powder, and also you're also going to be needing some sugar as well. You mix everything well, you add in some butter, and you go in with some water as well to reach the perfect consistency that you want. Afterwards, you just have to roll out your dough. You make sure you roll out your dough to get a perfect chin shape or thickness that you want, and afterwards you just have to use your scissors to cut it into the perfect shapes and sizes that you want. All right, after that, you just have to heat up your oil and begin to fry this on low medium heat until it turns into the perfect golden brown color, just the way you see it on the screens right now. As you can see, it's so easy to put together, and the end results will just amaze you and your guests as well. Try this and thank me later. Alright, so now let's move on to our third recipe. And for our third recipe, I'm going to be introducing to you the most famous Ghana street snack, which is the Ghana kelewele, which is also one of the important snacks to make at parties and also for get-togethers as well. And so the basic ingredient that you're going to need is your ripe plantain, and also you're going to be needing some natural spices, which you can use any natural spices of your choice as well. Okay, make sure to go in with some salt to taste to make your kelewele taste real good. And as you can see, I'm also cutting up my plantains, and afterwards I'll blend all my natural spices and I will marinate the spices with the plantain so that it will really taste good. You can leave it for about 30 minutes to 1 hour approximately, and trust me, you are going to have the best taste of kelewele ever. All right, so now you're going to fry this until you get the perfect results just like this. Kelewele is always enjoyed with some peanuts, and you can also enjoy it right away if you don't have. Alright, so now let's move on to our fourth recipe. And for the fourth recipe, I'm going to be introducing to you the baked Ching or ACHOMO recipe. If you really want to make party snacks and you don't have oil, oil are very scarce these days, so if you don't want to use oil and you want to bake it, trust me, this baked chin chin is the best option ever, because trust me, the taste in there will amaze your guests and your family, and they are all going to love it. Whilst we're making this baked chin chin, let me use this opportunity to thank you all my returning subscribers and new foodie members right here. You guys are amazing. Thank you for always liking my video, sharing and commenting on my videos, fam. I am very grateful. If you haven't subscribed yet, do well to subscribe to my channel and be part of this beautiful family. And I hope you are enjoying this recipes so far. Alright, so whilst that is done, let's move on to our fifth recipe, which is the pinkanso recipe. This recipe is very popular in the Hausa community because they introduced this recipe, and with few ingredients as well, you are going to achieve this deliciousness. So the basic ingredients used for this recipe is some flour, salty taste, yeast, and you also need some vegetables, which is some scallions, onions and pepper. You can omit one of the onions if you don't want it, alright? So you have to mix all your dry ingredients first, which is your flour, salty taste, yeast, before you go in with your blended ingredients, which is the scallions, onion and the pepper. Mix all together. You need to go in with water little by little until you achieve the perfect consistency, and afterwards, after it has proven very well, you just have to heat up your oil and begin to fry your pinkanso, and you are good to go. Such snacks at parties are very easy to put together, and if you are thinking of making it, trust me, you have to go for it because your family or your guests are going to love this recipe so much. Pinkanso is popularly enjoyed with some sugar. You can enjoy with any sweetener of choice as well. Alright, so moving forward, we're going to move on to our sixth recipe. And for the sixth recipe, we're going to be making some Yam Boss. Yam Boss is such a delicious snack, and with just yam and a little bit of veggies, the rest of the ingredients you can omit it if you want. Any other thing that you want to add to your Yam Boss really depends on how you want it. First of all, you need to wash and cut your yam into cubes just the way you see it on your screens right now. After that, you have to add in some salt, cover it and bring it to a boil. Afterwards, you just have to use your potato masher or anything that can help you mash the yams very well. Go in with any veggies or anything that can make your yam really taste good. Mold your yam into the yam ball shapes that we normally see or you normally do. You also need to coat your yam balls with some breadcrumbs and also milk so that it will look very attractive and presentable, right? And afterwards, you just have to heat up your oil and begin to fry on low medium heat until everything turns into the perfect golden brown color that we're looking for. As you can see, it's so easy, and just look at this goodies. Tell me why this is not going to taste really good. Moving forward, we're going to move on to our seventh recipe, which is the plantain chase recipe. Tell me, Ghanaian party, that you don't have this snack. It's so easy to put together with just your plantain and salt. You are good to go. All right, so now whilst we're enjoying this recipe, if you haven't give this video a thumbs up yet, what are you waiting for? Kindly give this video a thumbs up, share this video to reach wider audience, and please do well to turn on the post notification bell as well, so that anytime I upload a new video, you'll be among the first person to be notified. Don't forget as well to subscribe and be part of this beautiful family. Thank you so much for doing that. All right, so for the shapes of this plantain cheese, you can either use your slicer or a knife to do it. Either way, that works perfectly fine for you. Go ahead and use it. And after getting the perfect cheese, you just have to fry this on low medium heat until it becomes more crispy and perfect, just the way you see it on your screens right now. And if you want your guests to take this at home, you will package them for them nicely, just like this, so that they will take it home and you are good to go. All right, so whilst we are done with the frying of this plantain chase, let's move on onto our 8th recipe. And for the 8th recipe, we're going to be making some shortbread cookies. Shortbread cookies is also one of the easiest recipe or biscuits that you can put together when making a party. For the shortbread cookies, all you need is your butter, either salted butter or unsalted butter. You are good to go. You also need some sugar, and afterwards you just have to use your hand mixer or machine mixer to mix it until it becomes very soft and creamy. Next, you're going to go in with some all-purpose flour or any flour of choice. Mix it all together and mold it to the shortbread shapes that you want, just the way you see it on the screens right now. For the shapes on how you're going to mold this biscuit, you can as well use any shapes of choice. And so I created this love shape as well, which is also attractive. You can as well use any shapes, as I said. And afterwards, I bake this in my air fryer. You can also bake this in your oven, since you're going to make this in larger quantity. Baking this in the oven is the best option, all right? And afterward, this is the end result. As you can see, it came out so good, very presentable and very delicious as well. So I hope you're going to try this and you are going to thank me later. All right, so now let's move on to our 9th recipe. And the 9th recipe that I'll be introducing to you is the party chips. This party cheese is one of the easiest as well. So I made this party cheese for my birthday celebration, and trust me, my guest really enjoyed it, and I hope your guest is also going to enjoy it as well. So with few basic ingredients, which is some all-purpose flour, salt to taste, butter, and some blended onions, you are good to go. You just have to mix your ingredients with some water and achieve the perfect dough. Afterwards, you just have to begin to roll out the dough to get the perfect size that you want. And after rolling out the dough to get a perfect size, you should get something like this, a very thin size, just like this. And afterwards, you just have to heat up your oil and begin to split it inside your oil until you achieve the perfect consistency or the perfect golden brown color that we all are looking for. It's also easy to put together, and your family or your guests are really going to fall in love with this recipe. Trust the process and you are good to go. And after frying everything, this is how it turned out. Everything turned out so good. And tell me why your visitors are not going to love this recipe. They are definitely going to love it. So now let's move on to our 10th recipe. And our 10th recipe is going to be how we're going to marinate and fry chicken for good flavors and also to achieve the perfect golden brown color as well. And so for this recipe, you can use any part of the chicken. Today I use drumsticks. You can also use any part of your choice. And also make sure to use lime water, vinegar, and also some salt to wash your chicken to get rid of any sliminess or any unwanted smell that we don't want on the chicken. Remember also to wash your chicken for about 2 to 3 times to get a perfect results. And afterwards, I'll go in with some seasoning, and I'll be marinating this chicken for about 8 hours or less. So if you don't have that much time, you can marinate it for 30 minutes or 1 hour and you are good to go. And afterwards, I will start by steaming my chicken on low medium heat for about 20 minutes until it's nice and ready. After it's ready, I will allow it to cool down a little bit before I will go ahead and fry it. And remember also to fry your chicken on high heat, because when you fry this on low heat, your chicken is going to end up soaking the oil, and we don't want that. And as soon as you add it to it, you just have to lower the heat a little bit and let it fry until it's perfect. All right, so tell me, Ghana party or any other party without some fried chicken. Obviously, you're going to fry some chicken, and this recipe is going to be so helpful. All right, so now this is how it turned out. It turned out so good, and I hope you're going to try this as well. And so after making the chicken, obviously you're going to have some jollof rice alongside with it. And this jollof rice, as you can see, it came out so good. Always incorporate different flavors in your jollof rice so that it will wow your visitors or your family. So I added in some coconut milk, which took this jollof taste to another level. And afterwards, you just have to serve yourself and enjoy. Just look at how beautiful this jollof rice turn out as well. Try making some coconut jollof rice for your family and they are definitely going to love it. I'll drop the video link in the description box as well for you guys to check it out. And moving forward, I'm also going to be introducing to you my meat fry recipe, which I made it in my air fryer. Trust me, the feelings, the outcome, the taste and everything about this meat pie was just on point. So with this recipe, if you don't have an oven, you can bake it on your stovetop or either your air fryer as I did, and the outcome is going to amaze you just the way you see it on your screens right now. So getting some chilled drink alongside with it and fam, you are definitely going to love it. And so our number 13 on the list is our ultimate puff puff recipe. I call this ultimate puff puff recipe because the taste looks just like pincan, so the recipe I introduced to you earlier before. So if you want to make party puff puff, do incorporate different taste to it than making it like a normal puff puff recipe. And so for this recipe, after adding in the basic ingredients of making puff puff, you just have to go in with extra pepper, onions, green pepper, and also a thumb-sized ginger. You just have to blend everything and add it to your basic ingredients, and afterwards you just have to mix everything well until everything is nice and well incorporated. And you just have to heat up your oil as well. You fry on low medium heat until everything turns into the perfect golden brown color that you're looking for. If you really want to achieve the perfect round balls of puff puff, I have a detailed recipe on how you can drop and scoop puff puff on my YouTube channel. I will also leave the recipe also in the description box for you to check it out. Alright, so afterwards, this is how it turned out. It turned out so good, very golden, and the taste in there will just wow your visitors and your family as well. Try this recipe and thank me later. Alright, so after we are done with the 13th recipe, we are going to move on onto our 14th recipe, which is the egg rolls recipe. Egg rolls recipe are well known in Nigeria. And so if you are a Ghanaian and you want to make different varieties of snacks that will surprise your guests, I think this egg rolls is one of them because it's not well known in Ghana. And if you want to make it as a surprise snack, they are definitely going to love it as well. So basically all you need is some eggs. And you also want to make sure you cook the eggs and you set it aside. Afterwards, you just have to remove the shells as well. Don't forget about it. And let's move on onto our ingredients. The basic one, which is the flour, nutmeg, baking powder, salt to taste, margarine, and some powdered milk as well. Basically, that is it. And you have to mix everything well until you get the perfect dough. Make sure to go in with the water little by little until you achieve the perfect dough. Afterwards, you just have to roll it out. After you are done rolling it out, you just have to put in your eggs just the way you see it on your screens, and you seal it very nicely. You just have to make sure to seal it very well so that when you start to fry it, it won't open in the frying process. And make sure also to fry this on low medium heat until you achieve the perfect golden brown color, just like this. Tell me why your guests are not going to love this egg roast recipe. They are definitely going to love it. And for the jollof rice as well, you can make varieties of it. This is Gizard jollof recipe, which your family or your guests are also going to love it as well. And for the rice recipe, name it, you can just think of making wachi, you can think of making some braised rice, you can think of making any rice recipe that will come in mind, all right? And also thinking of frying some gizzard for your guests also is one of the best decisions ever you can make it, all right? It will also wow your visitors as well. And also you can think of making some polo recipes. This is a fried polo recipe and your visitors are going to love it, trust me. After making all these recipes, don't forget as well that you are a Ghanaian, and obviously you're going to have some soups, varieties of soups. So I have this palm nut soup, And you can also make some light soup, which you can pair with some fufu, rice ball, banku, kokunte, just name it. Ghanaians have a lot of local dishes. And if you are a Ghanaian or a foreigner watching this, you just have to make sure to incorporate your local dishes to it so that everybody at the party will have a taste of everything that you prepare, right? And also you can think of making some baked polo as well, since you're making the frying one. Also the baked one won't be bad at all. And this is also going to be our last recipe for our party snacks and meals idea. If you want to refresh your visitors, ice creams, drinks, and any other thing that you can think of is the best option. Trust me on this one. I hope this video was very helpful, and I hope you're going to try your hands on it as well. Thank you so much for watching this video to this point, and if you enjoyed to this point, that means you are always a proud foodie member. Do well to subscribe to my channel and be part of this beautiful family. Thank you for watching.